So, this is how we treat our games today. This is how we get down in the industry today. This is what this is how we get down, huh? Just abandon one freaking gen and go to the next, huh? Wow. Okay. So this rant is long overdue. Okay, so the thumbnail for this video is long overdue. I been was gonna release this rant on it, but I decided to do it now. Uh, so yeah, get ready for some heated moments. Some of you guys may disagree with me on this, but I know I'm right at the end of the day. And how can you defend what I am? How can you defend what I am about to say if you are a part of it? Okay. Now I am speaking uh, from a very. I'm speaking from a perspective of a person who bought the game the week it came out. Okay, I paid $74 for Grand Theft Auto 5 on PS3. 74. Mostly it comes up to $64. U.S. dollars. That is $64. That's the max price for a new game. And I paid 74 just to get it a bit early because I got it from Amazon because I actually didn't get it from store. Um, and I feel uh, absolutely cheated that Rockstar is doing this. They recently, which I heard before, they recently announced that they're only going to be focusing on next gen content, releasing next gen content only for next gen platforms. And I didn't really think about it because at the time I didn't really care. But now looking at it now, that is a terrible decision. I don't try to see what would make them want to do such a thing. Okay. Now let's look at some of you guys probably are partly saying, oh, it's because that last gen is worn out. Last gen is not what it used to be. Last gen is reaching its limits of its power. They can't afford to keep putting content on last gen GTA because it's not powerful enough. Really? Then how do you explain this? You see that? How do you explain Metal Gear 5? And this is just an example. Metal Gear 5 came out on all platforms. Okay? It came out on PlayStation 4, PlayStation 3, 360, and Xbox One, and PC. How do you explain a game that's brand new, a AAA game, going to PC, going to last gen as well? Because when Metal Gear 5 came out, was announced to be out for last gen too, I was surprised. I was really, really surprised because I was like, wait a minute, I thought they would only have, the power to make this game on the next gen. But no, the game's actually out on last gen. So you can't sit here and tell me that Rockstar is abandoning last gen all because it's not powerful enough. Which is a lie. Because there's plenty of other game companies out there that are still making games for last gen. The Tales of games, they're still making games for last gen. And you can't sit here and tell me that, Grand Theft Auto is a very big game. It's a very big game, and it has, lots of technology behind it. And maybe it's too powerful for the last gen. No, cause that's bullshit. Metal Gear 5 is a huge open world game. Really without any loading screens. Really without any loading screens in Metal Gear 5. And that's on last gen. How do you explain that? Even, let's say, I'm not sure, I haven't played the last gen version of it. Let's say the last gen version of Metal Gear 5, let's say it's buggy, right? It's probably buggy. Even if the game is buggy on last gen, guess what? It still had the power to make it to last gen. So if games like that can still be made for last gen gaming, then that is no excuse for Rockstar to hold out content from last gen players and only give it to next gen players. I feel like that is a ripoff. I feel like that is not a good decision to make. Then you're probably saying that, oh, you're just saying that because you don't have it, you don't have a PS4, or you don't have it on next gen. I have a PlayStation. I have a PlayStation 4, and I can get GTA 5 on next gen if I want to. Many friends have asked me to do it, but I don't want to. You know why? Because the game is boring as shit. I think the game is very boring in the state that it's in. I think the game doesn't have enough content in it. I think the game has also taken out a lot of content in the game. And now we are what, 2 years later. The game's been out for what, 2 years, and the game still works like it does when it first came out. And you can't say, oh, next gen version of Grand Theft Auto 5 is most likely the only thing that's really improved is the graphics. The graphics only improve a little bit, and also the fucking the frame not the framework, but the loading screens. What I'm trying to pretty much say is Rockstar Games is not doing anything that requires a PS4 only treatment. You can't just sit there and say, oh, without this lowrider DLC, without the lowrider DLC, you know, uh, we only have to do this lowrider DLC on next gen console because it doesn't fit. Because that's bullshit. You know why? Because if you can release the heist, let's take the heist for example, GTA 5 heist. Okay, that came out on all platforms, right? Came out on last gen and next gen. Fair. Everybody was happy. Everybody got their, milk and cookies. Now they sit here only want to give us, now they just want to sit here and don't give us no milk and cookies and just give it all to next gen, all because it's what everybody is playing right now. But that's not really true. Not everybody has a next gen console. I just got one this year, okay, and I feel like that I have a lot of friends on my PS3 account, and they still play GTA Online. And what about them? What about the fans? What about the fan base of last gen Rockstar? What about that? Hmm? Are you going to abandon them? Is this update going to come out later? And even if this update does come out later for the last gen console, you still have failed because you're pretty much holding off. You're pretty much just holding off last gen like it's a piece of shit. Your game was born on last gen consoles. You can't sit here and say, oh, it was only on next gen. This game was born on last gen console. The game wouldn't be where it is today if it didn't get the support and the feedback like it did for last gen consoles, PS3, 360, etc. Okay, so I don't know why they are abandoning the game. You're abandoning it. Let me just say, if they stop making downloadable content for GTA 5 on last gen, a lot of people are probably just gonna leave the game. A lot of people don't have the money to go to next gen. A lot of people don't have the money to go next gen to buy the same game over again. So I feel like it's like, fuck you guys. I'm sorry, fuck you guys. We're just focused on next gen, and I'm willing to bet. That most players on GTA are last gen. There are probably more players on last gen on GTA 5 than it is on next gen. Because not everybody have a next gen console. Some people don't have $400 to pop out of the water like that. Okay, so I just find it to be very upsetting. I find it to be very, just abandoning, last gen. And I had it. I had it with Rockstar. I'm selling my GTA 5. I'm no longer supporting Grand Theft Auto 5. I'm not going to be buying the game on next gen console. I'm actually just probably going to. I'm going to sell Grand Theft Auto one last. I'm going to sell the game probably this weekend, or probably next weekend, or sometime next week. I'm probably going to just sell it on eBay or sell it at GameStop, and I don't really care how much money I get. Because I'm not supporting that game. I'm not supporting a game that doesn't support me anymore. I'm not supporting a game that doesn't support a generation of consoles anymore. And I'm pretty much trying to defend everybody on last gen here because I'm a big PS3 fan, or I'm a big last gen fan. I got over 100 games on last gen consoles. And I'm really supporting what really shaped next gen. Period. If it wasn't for last gen, it wouldn't be no next gen. And for them to just abandon it altogether like that, it's very sad. Even if they are delaying the DLC on last gen for a couple of weeks or months or whatever that may be, I don't think it's a good decision to abandon the people like that anyway. Because I'm pretty sure a lot of people are mad. Some people, oh, it doesn't matter. I'm just gonna get a PS4 and Xbox One and buy the game on there. No, that's what they want you to do. That's what Rockstar wants you to do. They want you to pay the extra $60 for the same game. And that's all it is. It's the same fucking game. That's all it is. The graphics barely look any different. The the fucking it's just, and then they had to go even more. So, on exclusive content on next gen. Then they just released that. They just released that the seamless gameplay update where you're gonna have to go to a loading screen anymore for just to get in the match, just to get in the game, which I feel like they should have did. Instead of coming out with a game on next gen, instead of saying, hey, here is Grand Theft Auto 5 on next gen with no glitches, or no glitches, with no loading screens. What sounds better? Okay? What sounds better? Grand Theft Auto 5 next gen or Grand Theft Auto 5 next gen seamless gameplay with no loading screens? They should have just hold off the damn game until then. That at least made the game at least somewhat more better and more presentable to its consumers, rather than waiting for an update just for them to do something they should have been did before. And that shows you that Rockstar is just really coming up with all of this as they go. They don't have this plan, And if they do have this plan, they're just working on it day by day. They're just really, I find like it's a struggle to really keep players engaged. I've seen some YouTubers saying that they really stopped playing the game because of the lack of content, and they're just giving you skins. That's all they was giving us at first was skins, new cards, or new cars, new clothes, a few missions here and there. That's all it is just really skins in the game. There's nothing really actually new. And if they are giving you new missions, it's the same old missions like go fetch this for Lamar, go fetch this for Franklin, or not Franklin, Trevor, go fetch it. It's the same thing, But if people like Konami or Kojima can make Metal Gear 5 for last gen 2, you can damn sure make a simple as update, on last gen consoles as well. That's pretty much what I'm trying to say here. And then the update is actually nothing. It's just lowriders. People are excited for lowriders. Wow, I'm pretty sure some people already had a mod of lowriders. I mean, like, okay, Rockstar's like this. So, okay, what update are we gonna make next? I don't know. How about lowriders? Oh yeah, you talking about the lowriders we had in San Andreas that we should have had in Grand Theft Auto 5 when it first came out, but we took it away? Like, people are excited. And I was reading the forums on Rockstar. People was like, oh my god, the Tech 9 is back. Hell yeah. You guys are excited for the fucking Tech 9 gun? Which probably do the same damn amount of damage as the SMG, just a different sound. Like, they should have been added all of that into next gen. And I think the reason why, next gen, they should have been added all that into the game already, from the get-go. And I think that the only reason why Rockstar is really advertising their DLC on next gen consoles, like in the trailers, is because that they want the game to look more beautiful and appealing to the eye. Like, oh my god, I can't wait for it. They try to make you more excited for it through visuals. Okay. But pretty much that's my argument. I'm trying to just sit here. I'm not. At the end of the day, some people may think I'm bitching and complaining, but no, I'm just defending our rights for gaming. I'm just defending it. I'm defending last gen, because last gen is still a big part of gaming, is just as much as next gen. You know, because last gen is history. It really is a thing of history that we have, and it shouldn't just be abandoned all because you see where the money is coming from, or you see where a lot of developers is making their game on next gen. You know, but all I'm saying is Grand Theft Auto 5 is not doing anything unique in particular. They're not doing nothing that requires next gen consoles only because they're just releasing the same thing they released on last gen, and that doesn't require much of power to do so. Okay, it's you have to be blind if you don't see that. But that's it, guys. That's my rant. I'm selling the game. I am no longer supporting the game. That's no longer supporting its community for a platform. Uh, but that's it. And I'll see you guys on the next one. But Rockstar has really let me down.